Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to one of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 10,000 subscribers. So today I'm joined by Edna's World, somebody I've known a long time, not as well as I wish, but thank you for being here. And what I'm going to ask you for is to introduce your channel for anybody that hasn't already been introduced to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My name is Edna. My channel is Edna's World, and it is a life and travel vlog channel. So I vlog my everyday life. Usually a few times a week, I'll post a vlog up. I try to vlog mostly my travel, cruising being my favorite way to travel, but also just any other trips that I take, showing the fun that we have, as many places as we can go. One of my favorite quotes is by Dalai Lama that I live by, where he says, once a year, go someplace you've never been before. And I make it my goal to go somewhere different every year that I've never been, even if it's just on land, but just somewhere I've never been. So I like to explore.
That's wonderful. That's good advice too, actually. Something somebody like me needs to take a little bit more seriously. But
Yeah.
it seems you have a lot of fun on your channel. And actually, we were introduced together by somebody I refer to as my YTBFF, which is Elevate with Vern. She's
Yeah.
changed her channel name, but we've known her a long time. But this is how Edna's World and I had met. And Edna's World's been through the Tuber Chat live stream several times. But I wanted to talk to you because you're well beyond your 10,000 subscribers right now. And Elevate with Vern speaks the world of you as the person responsible for inspiring her to start on YouTube. So I've heard the story from her a couple of times, but I'd love it if you'd retell it for everybody now who hasn't heard it.
Yeah, she's first of all, she's the best. Yeah, you can't help but to love Vern. So we met in 2018, I believe it was. I was going on a cruise with my husband, a group of friends of ours, and it was a Mother's Day cruise. And there was a Facebook group for the sailing, and so everybody's in there, chatting back and forth. And one of the things I love to do on my cruises is a slot pull, because I love slot machines. So I was
Okay.
hosting. I think that might have been my first slot pull that I hosted, and she was one of the people that was coming on the slot, that signed up to do the slot pull.
Mhm.
But before then, the group where they were having a meet and greet on board, and we was at the back of the ship, and everybody that was at that meet and greet got a flower lei so we could recognize each other.
Uh,
And we were sailing from New York City, so I was up on deck with my camera, vlogging, and she came up to me because we both had the flowers, and she's like, what's going on? What are you doing? And like, I'm vlogging, and she's like, vlogging. So we sort of talked about what vlogging is and
Mhm.
how long I had been vlogging and stuff like that. And I think it was something that she was thinking about doing herself, trying
Right.
to document some things. And so then after that, we talked several times on that cruise about YouTube and how it works and stuff like that. And she said that she was ready to start vlogging. We
Wow.
had the slot pull. She was so much fun. And
Mhm.
then we've just been, stayed connected ever since then. Anytime she had questions, anytime now I have questions, we can talk to each other. And we cruised again together once after
Right.
that, last year. So that was fun to be able to see her again and hang out.
That's great. People tell me and I agree, the number one thing that we enjoy about our YouTube journey is the friendships that are made along the way. Because I think YouTube, we can all agree, is more work than we thought it was going to be before we started. But you also, I had a chance to talk with Edna before the stream or before our recording here, and you were mentioning that you actually started a couple years before that. So you've been on since about 2016. So what I'd love to ask you is just what inspired you to start your YouTube channel then?
Um, well, I, I always say I originally wanted it to be a channel for me to do sign language.
Oh,
I was pretty fluent in sign language, and I love signing music. And I wanted to put out videos about that. And I have a few like early on. But
oh,
then we were taking a family cruise. I was hosting my first cruise. I was the host of a family cruise coming up. And I stumbled on a channel, Mel Beezy TV. And as much as Vern talks about me inspiring her, this person, Melissa, Mel Beezy TV, inspired me
wow.
to vlog because she was on a Disney cruise with her family, and she was just showing everything on the ship and all that.
Mhm.
And she's really big into Disney. And so I found her channel in like 2015, and I just loved her personality and what she did. But aside from her cruise, she was vlogging her everyday life, and it wasn't
Right.
just like fabulous stuff. It was just, oh, I'm making some coffee, I'm doing this, I'm doing this.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I couldn't help but to watch. I was like, wow. And I was like, I should do something like that,
Yes.
And I was just like, I was like, I wonder if anybody would watch, because I was like, I don't do anything. I go to work, I come home and do with the kids.
Yes.
But then I just kind of started off doing it that way. And then it just came into what it is now. I just started vlogging
Wow.
a lot of things that we were doing, because I always thought we're out, we're having fun, we're just hanging out in the house, and just started recording it. I've always recorded my kids and my family. I've
Right.
always
Yes.
taken pictures and stuff like that. So it wasn't new to them, but the fact that I was putting it on the internet kind of, everybody at first was no, no, no. Nobody wanted to be a part of that, but then
How does your family feel about that now then? Now that they've got 8
oh,
years of content.
oh, now they love it. They think they're celebrities. It's always vlogging. We going live. What we vlogging today? Now they're just used to it. And I have two grandkids who've now been being vlogged their entire life, so they don't
Oh,
know that this isn't what you're supposed to do. So they're
that's
just
right.
natural in front of the camera because it's been there. Literally, my daughter, my granddaughter's birth vlog is on my channel. So like they've
Wow.
literally seen her come
Mhm.
into the world, and now she's almost 4. So people
Wow.
feel like they have grown up with everybody on the channel.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that was, I saw what Melissa was doing, and I actually got to meet her in 2020, and it was like so great because she helped me. There was nobody, I didn't know what was going on with YouTube
Right.
as far as how do you do stuff, how you get monetized, how you do this. Like I didn't even know you could make money on YouTube when I started, and I just liked what she was doing, and I was like, I should try that. And then I wanted to vlog our cruise, which is where I started becoming known now as a cruise vlogger
Right.
when I did that first one in 2016. So it was great. Yeah, that's a big part for me because a lot of people have started channels and because of me, and I can't. I'm always just like wow, and they say that they're like, I don't want to do this. That I'm like, you're putting your life out there.
Mhm.
When you go live on Facebook or Instagram, or
Yeah.
you're posting stories and stuff. But it's like this is a different way to do it, and a longevity of it, because now you can always go back and look at it. My granddaughter loves going back to look at the videos when she was a baby. It's like if we didn't have YouTube, she wouldn't have such in-depth things of what she's done in her short life so far.
That's right. I've actually heard many stories of creators starting YouTube channels just because they were taking videos to document the family's progression. And then a
Yeah.
YouTube channel was inspired out of that idea.
Yeah, and I mean it helps too. Like even with everything I went through with my husband and his cancer battle, and we documented that, and that has actually helped a lot of people whose family members or themselves were going through cancer and chemo. Um,
Wow.
the cruise community came out in a huge way for us, and I like that part. I would never get over the fact that so many people, stopped what they were doing, and they raised over $10,000 for us in literally
Wow.
24 hours. So I
Yeah.
quit my job to take care of my husband. And I got to spend the last 3 months of his life with him
Wow.
without worrying, because all of these people who just loved my cruise vlogs and were other cruise vloggers, and they did that, and like that never would have happened if it wasn't for that cruise community. Um, and then other people as well, because I'm all over the place with YouTube. I'm in so many
Yes.
different communities where it's like
Hmm.
everybody is so fabulous. It's all these, YouTube as the one bubble, but then you have all these little bubbles that you can
That's
get
right.
into and meet so many different people. I love it.
That's wonderful, and thank you for sharing that personal story as well.
Yeah, a lot of people found my channel also because of that.
Hmm.
Just so many different ways
Right.
to be able to help people and reach people.
I often say in the Tuber Chat live streams, there's a lot of generous people out there. If we could all just find each other, wouldn't it be a wonderful world? But it's great to see that you've been able to build a generous community out of instinct without channels like that to help in the beginning, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think the ones, even, yes, people that don't have channels as far as content creating, but they're such supporters of creators. And those are the ones who will help your channel go the long mile.
Hmm.
It's like, it's because other vloggers are out there trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do.
Right.
Other vloggers got their life, their vlogs, they got to
Hmm.
edit, they got to upload and all of that. But it's the people who just come on and watch and support you and leave comments and talk about you that help your channel to grow. Other content creators are fabulous, but they're
Hmm.
not the ones that's obtaining your channel for the long haul. It's the
Right.
people who aren't.
You mean we need more viewers, is
You
what?
need more, yeah, you need more viewers, people who aren't content creators, because
Yes.
those are the ones that are gonna, watch you. They're the ones that are gonna say, oh, if somebody says they're going on a cruise, they're gonna be, oh, you need to go watch Edna because she went on
Hmm.
this ship or she went on that ship. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Or it's gonna be like, I just started my channel, I don't even know what to do, and they'll be like, oh, there's this guy Tuber Chat that will help you grow your channel. And they might not be creators, but they like you. They like your personality.
Hmm.
They appreciate what you're doing and what your vision is, and they're going to be the ones that support it.
Right.
They get connected to you. I found that people they connect with you in whatever way, or they come to your channel, like my channel, Edna's World. So it's not just me, it's my kids, my best friends, my grandkids, and
Yes.
now this outside family that I've created on YouTube. Like some of my best friends now I've met because of YouTube, and
Mhm.
we're traveling and we're getting to know each other and things like that. So people come on my channel for different reasons.
Right.
People want to see cruises. Some people want to see the casino stuff. Some people hate gambling, but they'll either watch it because they're like, okay, they know I just need the support, or they won't watch it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
If you don't like a slot blog, don't watch it, because I don't want you to get upset about it and now you're leaving hate comments.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I do a lot of controversial things every now and
Mhm.
then, so I have people that will watch for different reasons, but I have to put it out there because eventually somebody's going to look.
Mhm.
I have videos on how you can sneak alcohol on cruise ships, which is not it's technically, you're not supposed to do that, but people do it.
Of course.
And some of my bigger videos are that, but there's also one where I talked about how I got caught doing it, which
Okay.
is probably the most, that video from 2020 still gets hundreds and hundreds of views every
Oh,
day, every
wow.
week, and people don't like it. They're mad at me, and I'm like, but I'm showing
Yeah.
you that I got caught.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
showing you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
So there's different things, but somebody somewhere is looking on YouTube. How can I get some alcohol on this ship? So why not come to my channel and find out?
Yeah, wow. And it's interesting for you to share another personal story like that. I also notice you seem to have, people are drawn to you. And that's what I've heard about you already. But when I've caught you on your channel for live streams several times, I don't think I've ever caught you by yourself. There's always somebody with you.
Yes, every now and then I go live by myself, but we do Wind Down Wednesday,
Yeah.
and that started sort of. It was me and my two best friends. You know, we're about to be 50. We're at the point now where we're switching roles, where now you're raising your parents. You know,
Yeah.
and it's like we're showing we wanted to do it as we were whining, like, why do I gotta tell my dad how to program the remote? Why does my mom not know how to use the ATM? So we wanted to get on and we wanted to fuss about it while drinking wine, and that's how it started. We were just going to whine about our life, and we went live one day randomly on a Wednesday, and then we was like, people were like, y'all got to do this all the time. And
Wow.
it turned into Wind Down Wednesday, and so now if it's just a staple, like I don't have to schedule it, we don't
Right.
have to talk about it. People know 7 o'clock Eastern on a Wednesday, we're live, we got our drinks.
Mm-hmm.
It's no topics, we just let whatever happen.
Interesting, yes, because I've caught you several times, and I bet that more than anything else, that's where I've likely caught those live streams in the
Yeah,
past.
and it's if people know I'm going on a cruise and I go live at Sail Away,
Hmm.
that's always a staple. I like the other day I was randomly live on Saturday with me and one of my best friends. We were just out for the day. She's like,
Okay.
"Oh, let's go live." So it sometimes is random. If there's a specific thing that I'm happening, I might schedule it. If it's outside of my normal thing,
Right.
but for the most part, it's just Wednesday.
Right. Okay. I also, while digging through the content on your channel, I've noticed that you do a lot more than cruising. You've already mentioned that, but you've been to other places like Chicago and what did I see? Atlanta. For instance, I happen to have family in Atlanta. But
Yeah.
how do you feel the content performs in your own mind when you are cruising compared to when you're doing other type of travel content?
The cruising is definitely the more interesting, as far as people are more interested in the cruise,
Okay.
because so many people are getting into cruising. So many people cruise now, thanks to vlogging. People want to know what their ship is like, what a port is like before they get
Yes.
on a ship. So, like, they're going to go on and search for Carnival Sunrise.
Hmm.
So now it's like, what do you want to put out there as far as the ship, the entertainment, stuff like that? So people will want to watch it. They're going to come looking for it. The local land travel, it depends what I'm doing, where I'm going, and why. I think my regular subscribers will watch it just because they support me,
Yes.
because they love me and they like to know what's going on. Most of the time, they're invested in also the people that I'm traveling with and stuff
Hmm.
like that. So where those land videos will get, a few hundred views, cruise vlogs are going to get a few thousand,
Right.
because the cruise vlogs keep going over time.
Right. Yep.
I met Vern on the Horizon. That was the only time I've been on Horizon. So if somebody's looking for the Horizon, chances are my video will come up,
Hmm.
because, I'm putting Horizon in the title, but also because, like, I'm far enough into cruise vlogging where my channel is a little more popular for
Right.
cruising. Not as big as some of them,
Yeah.
but if you put up, cruise vlogs with a ship, if I've been on that ship, chances are my video will be somewhere on the
Yeah.
list.
Right.
Um, so I try to make sure that I'm utilizing the titles and the tags,
Yes.
because it could be years later somebody's going to look for that. So my cruise vlogs do very well, because cruising is so popular.
That's great. It sounds like most of what you're doing is evergreen content, things that people will want to see into the future.
Yes, definitely. And people look for different things. So I do slot pulls, like I said, and I do
Yeah.
bar crawls. Like that's sort of my signature thing.
Okay.
And one of my friends and I'm such a helper because when I started out, I didn't have anybody really to help. And so I made a video how to host a slot pull. So like this is something that now people are wanting to do is host slot pulls.
Yes.
So they'll go on YouTube and be like, how to host a slot pull. And my video is usually one of the first ones to pop up. And
Oh,
in
that's
that
great.
video, I talk about how you do it, how to get people involved. And at some point in that video, I said, oh, if you want to know my rules or whatever, email me. I will get at least 3 to 4 emails a week. I saw
Mhm.
your video. Thank you so much. Can I get your rules? And I'll just email back. And I have a Microsoft Word document with my rules and a tracking sheet that I
Okay.
use to keep track of how you do the slot pull when people are
Yes.
taking, you know. And a friend of mine was like, you could be charging people for that. You could get, you could charge $1 or $5. And I was like, yeah, but sometimes it's not about the money because no matter what, it's going to come back to me. And it takes, 30 seconds to reply to an email.
Yes. Yes.
But it's also going to help me in the long run because now whoever I sent that email to is going to be like, they'll be, thank you so much. They're going to come
Mhm.
back and say how their slot pull went. The next
Right.
time somebody else wants to do it, they're going to send them to my video.
Yes.
And I'm still going to get views. I'm going to get new subscribers, stuff like that. But this was a video I posted, 6, 7 years ago, however long ago it was. But it's still getting viewed every single day. And I
Right.
know it because I'm getting emails several
Yeah.
times a week. Can I get your rules? Can I get your tracking sheet? Sure. Why not?
Wonderful.
I'm not going to be a gatekeeper here. This is how you do it because it's fun, and people also know that that's something that I'm going to do.
Yes.
If nobody else has it planned, if I go on a group, I'm going to plan it because it's a lot of fun.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And it gets views. So eventually it's going to come back to me.
Yeah. So, Edna, thank you for all of this. You mentioned comments earlier quickly, and that's one of the things that comes up in every interview. Of course, we're going to talk about likes, views, subs, and everything else, but comments are a very important part of our interaction with our audience. So, what can you tell us in your experience of 8 years now about how to entice more comments on your video shorts and streams?
um I can't remember who told me this, but
Mhm.
years ago somebody told me, I think I was watching like somebody that I always watched, and one of the things that they said to grow your channel was to always give your audience a job to do.
Okay.
Always give them a call to action because that's going to keep the people engaged. So if I'm talking about cruising, and then you just kind of have to know how to just ease it into your sentence. So it's
Okay.
like, thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. But then also, if I'm talking about a specific thing, like the slot pool, I'll say, have you ever participated in a slot pool? Leave a comment, let me know,
Hmm.
and
Right.
say that. And it's like you're just saying it so naturally that people aren't even realizing that you're making them be engaged because now they want to tell you their experience,
Yes.
the slot pool. Um, if I'm doing regular life vlogs, like I'm notorious for not liking to try new things. So
Okay. Yes.
everybody's always trying to make me eat new foods. And if I'm eating something, I'm like, have you ever eaten this? What you put, we have a big debate um, about grits. I don't know if you eat
Okay.
grits.
No.
Does sugar go on grits, sugar or salt? So that's always, give people something to talk about and they'll have to, give you their experience.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing is to sort of have like an intro and an outro.
Okay.
Um, if I'm doing a live stream or whatever, it's just like, hey guys, come in. If I'm doing a video, it's, hey guys, happy whatever day it is. Happy Tuesday.
Hmm.
Welcome back. If I'm doing a sit down video, then I say, hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for clicking this video. Because I feel like a sit down is so much different than a vlog. With
Certainly.
the vlog is like me talking to my friends. Hey y'all, this is where we're going to Target today. Let's walk around Target. But if I'm sitting down, that means I'm doing something real specific. I'm only talking about what the topic is. So
Right.
thank you for clicking this video, because thank you. You have an interest in this particular topic.
Right.
So I do have two separate intros that you'll notice that I use. My ending is usually always the same. No, I'm always, all right, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. If you've made it this far, you're not subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. On your way out, I'll see you in my next video. That's literally what I say every time, because it's also giving people a sense of comfort. They know at the end. A lot of times too, I'll say, do the stuff, hit the buttons. And a lot of people like that. And when I say that, I'll usually put like, comment, and subscribe on the screen.
Yes.
And that usually comes when I'm just too lazy to say the other stuff. But it's sort of like part of my personality. Do the stuff, hit the buttons. Y'all know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. Just do that. But in between all of that, definitely give people a reason to come back. Give them a reason to feel like they're a part of it. So always invite them to leave a comment. Specific, not just, just drop any comment. No, leave a comment. Let me know if you like Burger King or McDonald's, that type of thing. But as long as it's something within the video.
Yes.
And people won't even realize that, because most of the time people are scrolling the comments as they're listening to your video.
Yes,
so
a lot of times.
While they're scrolling, they might as well leave a comment.
For sure.
And then on top of that, I feel it's very important as the creator to try to reply to as many comments as possible.
Always, yes.
Like, I'm very, very big on commenting. If it's just a, oh, I love this video, then you can heart it, and that's fine. At least acknowledge that you saw it. But I also try to comment back on almost every comment.
Yes, it's very important. Yes.
I think so.
So I noticed that you also mentioned subscribers for a quick second there when you're talking about especially the effects you put on the screen or the end of your video. Don't forget to subscribe, things like this. What else can you tell us, especially for anybody just starting their YouTube journey, about how to get more subscribers for their channel?
Still back to just asking. Like, you would be surprised how many people don't say subscribe to my channel.
Yeah.
Just a simple hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. I don't do a whole lot of promoting, but promoting your channel works very well. I think honestly, if people can feel like they have a connection to you, if you're talking, if you're giving great information, if they sort of feel that vibe, they're going to naturally be like, oh, I like this person. But sometimes people will watch and watch and watch and just never subscribe. And sometimes it's just because they just don't think about it. It's like, oh, I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed to you. So that one little ask is sometimes all the people need to just, subscribe to the channel. I think also realizing that not everybody is going to subscribe. Like, realizing that they might watch your video, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to subscribe to it. Or they just come there for that one reason, that to see that video, and now they're going to go. I think having people promote you is a good thing. And that's also something I think should naturally happen.
Okay.
I know a lot of us, when we start out, we think we have the best ideas, the best personality, and we're going to blow up overnight. And it just doesn't happen like that in the real world. It's going to take time, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, you might never hit 10,000 subscribers, and that's okay. Be there for the 400 that are coming back, Be there for the ones that are coming back, and show them that you appreciate them being there, because eventually those are the ones that will mention your name to somebody else.
Yes.
Or, those, if they don't, but they're still coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be okay. And I think that's what a lot of new vloggers need to learn. You have to be okay that you might not blow up. You might not be
Right.
as fabulous as you think you are. Somebody is still going to be like, no, I don't like her. And that's okay. That's
Right.
okay. People still don't like me, and that's okay.
That happens to all of us, yes.
Exactly. But I think just being genuine, being true to yourself, you know, but also branding yourself is a good idea, especially like in the type of vlogging that I do.
Okay.
I always walk on to a cruise ship with some type of Edna's World shirt
Right.
on embarkation day, because that's the most you're going to really see people.
Yeah.
Everybody's gravitating at the same place, the sail away party, at the bars and all that on the very
Mm-hmm.
first day. So if I got something that says Edna's World, life and travel vlogs, then they're going to be like, oh, you vlog? Yes. And I got my camera out. People
Mm-hmm.
see a camera and people love to jump in your camera.
Yeah, a lot of times. Yeah.
So I've now gotten into having business cards, because
Okay.
for a long time I didn't. But then people will be like, oh, what's the channel? But they might not have internet. They might forget. So now you can give them a card. They can have it for when they go back home. Now, give people a card. They're going to throw it in the desk or whatever
Mm-hmm.
on the cruise ship or wherever you are. But it's nice that they have the opportunity to, once they go home from wherever you meet them, they can go back and go on and check your channel. And now a lot of people put the QR codes on the
Yes.
card. So they don't even have to try to type your name in, just, put it up there like that. And it's pretty easy to do something like that. If your channel comes up in conversation, even if it's not for whatever, like it's not cruising or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
just being able to be comfortable enough to have people, oh yeah, open your phone, I'll show you. A lot of people will say that, like, oh, give me your phone and
Yeah.
I'll put my channel name in. And I think it's important to have that quick elevator commercial.
Yeah.
When you have this person for, less than a minute, let them know really fast what your channel's about, and then they can decide if they want to go look for you or not.
Right. These are great tips. Thank you for these. So we've talked about a couple of pieces of interaction, like thumbs up and comments. But also one of the things that people are going to need and ask about all the time is how to get more people to share your videos out and therefore promote your channel.
Yeah. I'm so bad at asking people to share.
Yeah.
But and I don't know why, because people will naturally just share stuff. And I didn't even realize now, thanks to the Studio Creator app or Creator Studio app,
Yep.
and they give you that weekly rundown.
Yes.
And I see it and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize my videos were being shared as much as they are.
Right.
And I think like I think maybe it just has to do with what your content is about.
Yeah.
I think in my mind, I thought it was just other creators that, they'll come on and like, oh, I shared you out, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize so many people were sharing the videos. And sadly, I really don't have a good tip about that, because it's not something that I promote a lot. Every now and then I'll be like, share the video or whatever. But I don't. I just let the universe handle that for me.
Well, it's interesting though, because actually it is a great tip, because it's something I don't talk about all the time. What I like about what you've said is the idea of the rundown. I forget to talk about this all the time, but yeah, YouTube gives us a few things that will let you know that people are sharing your videos on YouTube. But I'm sure that for almost everybody, our videos are being shared more than we think they are on other social networks, like in Facebook groups or in Reddit or Discord or even in Twitter and other social networks.
Yeah, it's nice that there's so many platforms that are available for people to, to share and to help get your information out there. Um, that's definitely something I got to get better at.
Well, I noticed that on your YouTube channel, you've got a couple of links to a few other social networks. I think you have TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Yes. So, how do you find that those other social networks? Do you use those to promote your YouTube channel, or is it the other way around?
Yeah, you know what? I think I use YouTube more to promote the other ones
Mm-hmm.
than I do them to promote the YouTube. And I'm not like, I don't have a great big following as I do on YouTube on the other ones, but I think the other platforms that I'm mostly on is Instagram, and now I've gotten more into TikTok because
Okay.
they're more laid back and fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel like I can just, have fun, and but I will bring it over some. Like if I post something on TikTok, I'll turn that into a YouTube short, or I'll
Right.
put it on my Instagram story. I do have a Facebook page, a group, Edna's World,
Okay.
um, and that's where my YouTube subscribers can come over into the Facebook community. So it's just, and on there it's just lighthearted. It's
Yeah.
just we post pictures. A lot of people will share their cruises with us over there. Um, we do a lot of silly memes all day long. Just a fun place to get through the workday
Yeah,
type
that's good.
situation. Um, and I also do what a lot of creators do with their Facebook groups, is have a place for people to leave their own links to promote
Yeah.
themselves. So every month I put up something and they can drop links there. YouTube videos, if they have a business, they can promote it there. So
Right.
that's helping other creators get viewership as well.
Yes,
So,
it's wonderful to know that you use the other social networks in that way for the purpose of helping others. We know that it always comes back to us.
right. It definitely does. And people are thankful to have a place where they can show off what they're doing,
Hmm.
because somebody else might definitely be interested in that. But I will promote my YouTube channel on TikTok, especially when I'm going on cruising, because now the cruising world has moved on a lot to TikTok as well.
Yes.
So I try to promote over there also. YouTube, or I'm sorry, Instagram. I do it a little bit. Usually with Instagram, I'll post like milestones, and
Okay.
I hit YouTube milestones, or every now and then whatever's going on, if I get brand deals or stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, but I use Instagram more for my personal life.
Right.
But I mix a little bit of all of it in there.
That's great. One of the questions that's always going to come up when people are talking about the beginnings of their YouTube journey is how to get more views on their videos. And what can you tell us about how to get that done in your 8 years of experience now?
Um, I think probably one of the best ways is to put your video on other platforms.
Okay.
Something that I need to take my own advice, but like if you share your video somewhere else, that's going to have a different group of people the opportunity. I used to share on Twitter all the time my
Okay.
video links. I'm not really active on Twitter much anymore, but sharing your video out on Facebook and things like that will help. Um, Using hashtags is definitely one of the big helpers.
Yeah.
um I used to use a website, I can't think of the name of it right now, but you would put your video title in there and it will give you suggestions on
Right.
hashtags. Now I use the TubeBuddy.
Okay. Yeah.
I downloaded that on my computer, and they will give you some great ideas for tags.
Right.
You know Watching other videos that are the same topic and trying to see what tags they use,
Hmm.
that will also help get views, I think. And then just being interactive, I feel, in other like-minded videos can
Okay.
help. If I'm in, another cruise vlogger's live stream, and not like promoting myself so much where it's like annoying. But if they're talking about, what level cruiser you are, and I'll be like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, I just got my platinum card. I made a video about it. So now,
Hmm.
somebody might go look because they want to see what that's about. Um,
Right.
so interacting with other people and other chats will also help bring some attention to your channel and get you more views. But I think definitely having your title as specific as possible
Okay.
will help get the views, because once somebody goes looking for something, they can find it
Yep.
without having to put in 20,000 words. So if they want to know, the best place to eat in Delaware, then I'm trying to make my video, this is the best place to eat in Delaware. So then
Right.
that way, this is what's going to come up. I think that will help with getting the views.
That's great advice. So one of the things I'm going to ask you about as well, that I ask every creator in these interviews, it's on 99% of our minds or more, is monetization on a channel. And what can you tell us about getting there faster, whether it has to do with watch hours or any other ideas that you have to legitimately just get to monetization, let's say as fast as we can?
Um, okay, so and I have to say this as most way I can without sounding completely ignorant.
Hmm.
Um, I really don't know how YouTube decides how much money I'm gonna get.
Okay.
And when I say that, I say it meaning, I know it's, watch time. I know it's engagement. I think I really don't pay that much attention to it, but I know that it's important. So I have learned, and I don't know how factual it is. It's like, oh, make sure your video is at least 8 minutes long,
Hmm.
um, or a minimum of 10 minutes, or make sure it's not too long because people aren't going to watch it. So now, if your watch time is not as good as it should be, you really won't get to put ads on your on your video to
Right.
get monetized. Um, I definitely could have a lesson on what I should be doing, and that's crazy. That's one of the things I tell Vern all the time. It's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
might have inspired you, but you have taken off into the knowledge part way more than I.
Right.
Being monetized is wonderful. The money is a bonus
Right.
compared to why I post on YouTube.
Hmm.
It's not for me. It wasn't. It actually, when I started, monetization wasn't a goal of mine because I didn't even know you could get monetized.
Hmm.
I didn't find out until probably a year later that you can make money off of it. And then when you go through the process of getting your pin and to set up and all that, I had already reached the threshold and didn't even know it. And it's like, oh wow, so it was like, okay, I didn't know you could do this way. So that has never been what's driven me to be on YouTube as
Right.
getting money. Now it is, it's a bonus. Most of the times it just helps me book more cruises and more travel type of thing.
Right.
But it is a blessing, I will say.
For sure.
People don't have to give you super chats.
Mhm.
People don't have to be a member of your channel, but they do it because they're invested in you. They do it because they want to support you.
Right.
And I think that's the point. That's the part that's most important, is that people are just, genuinely wanting to see you thrive. They want to see your channel grow. They want
Yes.
to see that you're doing what you love.
Hmm.
And then, like, so I don't talk about the money a lot on my channel.
Hmm.
And I understand why people do it. It's just something that I'm not driven by. As far as I'd rather have people come and be interactive. I want people to enjoyed the channel.
Hmm.
Now we've gone into having, public meetups and stuff like that. And so doing that stuff, the YouTube checks, the super chats, and all of that helps me to do those things to bring more people together.
That's great.
But it's super chats are nice. They're fun on my channel. They're
Mhm.
fun because if you send a super chat, we're going to take a shot. So now people do it just to be smart because they want to
Yeah,
see us take a shot. So we turned it into something fun,
that's
and I
good
think that's what it should be. It should be fun.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, over your 8 years experience on YouTube, a lot has changed. And one of the things that comes to mind is shorts. And you and I have talked about this behind the scenes. We've touched on it here earlier in the interview. But I wanted to ask you because you've got a shorts video now up to 72,000. I think you got another one around 30,000, which is fantastic. And these are the kind of numbers that people are looking for all the time. So, what can you share about your experience with shorts, and what can you give us as almost advice for anybody just starting out about how to get their shorts to move farther faster?
I think with the shorts, they are a good gateway to like a video or just a quick glimpse into something. Like I don't want to do a whole vlog, but this is what I'm doing today type of
Hmm.
thing. Like I'm here at this amusement park and I'm showing a roller coaster. Like, I can't believe I'm gonna go and risk my life for this. Giving people, and then that's going to make them like, oh, is she going to vlog? Is she going to drop something else?
Right.
I think the shorts are definitely helpful. I think they're fun. I
Hmm.
love to just watch shorts, and you can do it just so fast, and you don't have to worry about your camera angles. You're just showing what's going to happen. And I think it's more or less just gives just a quick glimpse into something. I believe that one that was 72,000 was the tornado
Okay.
that was in Delaware.
Mm.
And it's like, what? Like, why do we have a tornado? Um, I did one when it was the eclipse, which I think everybody was doing when we
Yes.
had the eclipse recently. And it's like, this is what it looked like from Delaware. And
Yeah.
those are, people are interested in stuff like that they don't see in their town. They
Hmm.
don't see, they like to see what it is that you're doing. And I think it helps. And if you're using it to promote a video, like, oh, tomorrow this vlog is coming up, but you're giving them a quick little sneak peek.
Right.
Um, or people, if you're doing like when I go on cruises, sometimes I'll do a short really fast, like we're going live in 20 minutes,
Mm.
let people know something else is coming, but this is
Yeah.
what's going on right now. I think it's great. It was definitely different when it started. It's like, what is this? But now, like, so many people just want to do shorts
Yeah.
because it's fast. People have short attention spans. So if I can show you something in 60 seconds versus a 20-minute video, they're going to
Yeah.
watch this 60 seconds and feel like they were there.
Right.
Then you're going to hurry up and move on to the next thing. So let me grab your attention really fast before you scroll on to the next thing.
Right.
I think the shorts are great, and it definitely helps you get in more things than you would. I can do a short really fast of a slot machine I'm playing.
Hmm.
If I just, you don't want to see the whole thing, but you want to see me hit this bonus round for
Right.
$400. That's exciting. You don't want to see me just hitting the button. Some people like that, but for those who don't, now you can throw a short up of one particular part that you think is the best part. Like,
Like
here's
a
the meat and
highlight.
potatoes. Watch this real fast, and you can still get hundreds of views. Sometimes thousands. And
Hmm.
now that you can get monetized on it, that's even better.
Right.
So they're fun. I think shorts are just fun.
So, Edna, I've caught you many times for live streams. I don't think I've ever been there for the very beginning of one. And I mentioned it earlier, I'm usually in there and catch you with other people. So, you've obviously got a lot of experience with this. What can you let us know for somebody who's just thinking about starting to live stream for the very first time but hasn't done it yet? There's a lot of intimidation out there. What advice would you give to somebody about how they can get started live streaming and possibly get their live streams to have better interaction faster than they otherwise would have?
Um, yes, live streaming, and believe it or not, I still get nervous before I go live a
Okay.
lot. But I think that's one of the things you just have to rip the band-aid off and just do it. Because no matter what, the world is full of trolls. Sometimes they come through, sometimes they leave you alone. I think the biggest thing that stops people is the worry that nobody's going to be in there.
Yes, for sure.
I feel like if you have a good set of friends and family that will support you, ask them to come on your first live stream, and just so there's somebody in the chat that you have some people to talk to.
Okay.
Um, if your channel is starting to just get established, make a community post and say, hey guys, I'm going to do my very first live stream. I'm very nervous. I appreciate it. You come support. Let people know you're nervous, because then they're going to want to encourage you.
That's true.
To do it. If they know that you're so scared, it's like, you know what, let me go on here and make her feel a little less nervous.
Yes.
So promote it out. Like, restaurants have that soft opening. Do a soft live stream. Just do it and see who comes up. Have a topic. I feel like in the beginning, you should have stuff you want to talk about. I've reached a point where we don't need a topic, because people are just going to talk about whatever, and we feed off the comments.
Absolutely.
So whatever somebody's commenting, we feed off of that. But in the beginning, you might not have as many people in your live stream that comes into my live stream. So if there's only 2 people in there, you should have something to talk about. Or if nobody shows up, still talk.
Absolutely, because we're getting replays.
If somebody might replay it, right? So have a topic like, oh, this is my first live stream. Let's talk about, the color blue, and name everything you love about the color blue, and then do it like that. And if people start to show up, now you can interact with those people, ask them questions, have them ask you questions. Google is amazing. You can Google, 20 questions. You can Google things to talk about.
Okay.
You can Google whatever you want and then print it out or write it down. I still do that. We do trivia a lot. So that way you can do a get to know me live. Have your subscribers come on and ask you questions, and whatever you're comfortable answering, answer those questions. So that way it's not the pressure of you having to know what you want to talk about.
Yes.
But you can sort of have an idea.
The chat will always drive the stream. Always. Yeah.
Yes. That's what you can go on. But as far as getting over it, you just have to do it. Like, just like you had to get the courage to post your first vlog. You just have to get the courage to go on there. And then I also think having somebody you trust be a moderator from the beginning is good, just because you might get those trolls that want to come in and talk about you. And if you're not comfortable with somebody, leaving rude comments, you can have your moderator delete those comments.
Yes.
So you're not the one having to stop your chat to get rid of a comment.
Yes.
So have somebody you trust in the beginning that knows you, that knows, okay, she's subconscious about her chin. So if I see somebody say, whoa, you got a big chin, I know that they're going to delete that comment.
Yeah.
So now I'm not like worried that that's all everybody's looking at. So make sure definitely from the beginning to have a moderator or two just to help you out, because you never know nowadays with YouTube how they're, promoting things. You could get swarmed on your very first one, and
Yeah.
now you got 15, 20 people, which might not seem like a lot, but if you're just starting live streams and don't really know the rhythm of it and what you should be doing, that's a lot of people to try to keep track of. Keeping track of comments and trying to make sure you acknowledge as many people as you can. That's a big one for me.
Yes.
Um, Somebody told me one time, "You wasted too much time speaking to everybody," and I was like, I can't not speak to everybody. Somebody saying hi, I want to say hi back. Maybe I
Absolutely.
shouldn't spend 20 minutes after I say hi, but say hi to people, make people feel welcome in your live stream. Yeah, I just feel that you should always be grateful and let your audience know that you're grateful that they're coming there, because I go live 7 o'clock on in the middle of the week. People are having dinner or getting
Yeah,
ready for work, but they want to come in there and interact with us. So acknowledging people, I feel, is important,
for sure.
and that's what's going to keep people coming back, because they
Mhm.
feel welcome. And
Yes.
I think that's the most important thing, to make people feel welcome. um, and trying to, even if it's just a "Hey Sally, thanks for popping in, hope you had a great day," because now they feel seen, and
Yes.
that's important. That's very important.
Absolutely, yes. Having it's so much work that we have to put in to getting
Hmm.
people to our videos, to our channels, to our live streams. What a shame it would be for somebody to leave and never come back just because they didn't feel welcomed, right?
Exactly, because it does. It takes a lot just to get them to come back, and
Hmm.
then it's like they get there and you just brush them off. That's not, that's not good. You have to build up a rapport with people, and you build their trust, and now, like, they are invested in you, and you will find that the live streams are a great way to get to know your subscribers, because now they're seeing you on a different level. You're more relaxed, you're in your element, and whatever it is that you're needing to talk about, it's instant. So it's not like I post a video and now, somebody might watch my video 3 days after I posted it. But if
Hmm.
I'm live and I'm talking about this bubble gum, we can talk about it right here and there, and you can
Yes.
get that back and forth, which is it's amazing.
It helps the content as well.
It does, because now they're gonna keep trying to see what you're posting outside of your live streams. Now they want to see this short that you posted, um, and things like that. I think is important.
For sure. Earlier on in the interview, you talked about the idea of consistency, and I noticed that you post typically once or twice a week when it comes to videos. Shorts come sporadically, and then live streams are at least once a week. But what can you tell somebody starting out in their YouTube journey about consistency, in your own mind?
Yes, I feel that it's important to have kind of a routine,
Okay.
because just like in everyday life, we get up the same time, we go to work, we do this, we do this, we do this. YouTube has to be in there somewhere if you're going to be a content creator, just because I think it helps you so you don't burn out, but I also think it helps your subscribers because they know when and where to find you. I might not post the same day of the week every single week, like some people might do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't do that, but I do post at the same time.
Okay.
So if I'm posting, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I
Hmm.
schedule all my videos for 6 a.m. And that came about because I asked one time, like, what time should I post a video? And a lot of my subscribers are older, middle aged. We're grown ups, and they like to watch my vlogs while they're getting ready for work.
Right.
So 6 o'clock is the time that I can catch people before they're out the door, and now the rest of their day is
Right.
whatever they want to do. I do a lot of the monthly vlogging, like Vita or Vlogmas and Vlogtober, and
Yes.
that's where you vlog every single day for that month.
Yep.
And on those times, it is every day 6 o'clock. But if I'm just doing a regular vlog, it's 6 o'clock. And that also helps when people have their notifications on, because it's just automatic. They're going to get a notification on their phone. But also, I think people will just go to my channel to see if I posted something. And if I did, they know it's there early in the morning.
Right.
So I think that's a good thing. If you're going to live stream, definitely have a designated day if you're going to do it on a regular basis, because it helps you with your week. Because now I know that I have to do everything I need to do before 6 o'clock on a Wednesday, because now I'm
Yes.
about to go live. And then the random live streams are just bonuses if I'm doing something.
Yes.
But, also kind of knowing if you have peers that do sort of same thing that you do, trying not to step on anybody's toes. So, which is hard, because at the end of the day, this is my channel and I can
Of course.
or go live whenever I want. But I also know that my friend has a channel and she wants to go live on Thursdays. So why would I go live on Thursday at her time?
Right.
Especially if my channel is bigger, because now the people are conflicted.
Yeah.
If we share a lot of the same subscribers, like you don't want to give somebody like that hard life choice. Oh,
Yeah.
do I go watch Edna or am I gonna go watch Tuber Chat? Oh, oh my God. So like, don't stress the people out. Pick another day. But be consistent with it, so that way they know on Tuesdays you're gonna be live. I know I can go on Tuber Chat's channel 10 o'clock in the morning,
Right.
and watch him promote other channels, and might find another channel that I want to watch, because I know that you're going to be showing some good channels.
Right.
Being consistent, being there, it's a great way to grow your channel, because people are going to know sort of your routine and where they can find you.
So Edna from Edna's World, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing all of this gold with us. I hope you'll come back and visit us after you hit 100,000 subscribers.
From your mouth to God's ears.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody who you think needs to see it. Leave us a comment on this video. Let us know anything that you wanted to know from Edna's World that I didn't think to ask about. And I hope you'll visit her channel as well, which I'll link in the description. You can head over there, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We know she's on every Wednesday to answer your questions. So we'll see everybody again soon. Thanks again.
Thank you so much for having me.